This is pretty crazy, boys. This is from Dov Kleeman, and he is reporting on this now. He's just the messenger here, right? This is not Dov doing the reporting, but
shoot him.
Investigation has found that Broncos quarterback Russell Wilson's foundation has spent just 24.3 cents of every dollar on charitable activities in 2020 and 2021 combined. The foundation has raised millions, but only a quarter of it goes to charity. And actually, it's less than a quarter. 24.3 is not 25.
No.
Yep.
That is blasphemous.
It's a children's foundation, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
no?
they donate to kids. And
Yes,
paying,
it's known as
even worse.
the foundation is known as the Why Not You Foundation, and it was a 6-month investigation by USA Today Network that was published very recently. And this is a guy who won the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year award in 2020.
Can they take that away?
Yeah, can you get it revoked?
Like
I mean,
Reggie's
legit,
Heisman?
like
Reggie's
legit.
Heisman?
Yeah, I mean, legit. Can
they
you take that away? I mean, that is not a Walter Payton Man of the Year.
I don't think this has ever occurred where someone that wins Walter Payton Man of the Year is not.
No,
You know how
I'm
much
not
they got to
doing it.
vet these guys before they just hand out these awards? Like, this must have been on the down low. Now, they got these numbers, I believe, from federal tax returns, which if you're a nonprofit like this, I believe all that information is public.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah,
somebody
you
went
can look it
sleuthing
up.
around. You got to know if you're the dude. Like, at least cover it up. I mean, he had to have done something right because it's been covered up for this long.
Yeah.
But I guess we can get into a little bit more of the numbers here. And like it says, 24.3 cents of every dollar was spent on charitable activities. And
That's so bad.
nearly twice as much, 1.1 million, on salaries and employee benefits in that span, according to, like I said, the federal tax records. The salaries include more than 6 figures for an executive who also works personally for Ciara and Russell Wilson, which has nonprofit experts prodding it. I cannot believe some of these numbers. It's a Form 990 federal tax return. And it reported $7.5 million in revenue and $7 million in expenses during its first 8 years of existence. Less than half of the money, $2.8 million, or 39.6 cents of every dollar spent has gone to charitable activities. And that would have been through 2021. So they must have kind of turned it around after the fact. I'm not sure. But the remaining $4.2 million is paid for fundraising, administrative, and management expenses, including the salaries of 3 employees who have received $1.9 million combined between 3 employees within that his
A
foundation.
little over $600,000 each.
That's
Yeah.
That's a real bad look for Russell. I don't know how he gets out of this one. The numbers show that this is
That's a federal form.
a federal form. This is not made up. No one faked
In
it.
2020, the year in which Wilson was given the Man of the Year award, his foundation reported $838,000 in revenue, $1.2 million in expenses, $257,000 on charitable organizations. Okay, very nice. $548,000 on salaries and employee benefits, meaning that about twice as much of the money went to executives in the foundation compared to charity. And I believe it says only 21 cents of every dollar went to charity. In the year that he won the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, only almost a fifth of the money was going towards actual charity, and the rest was padding the pockets of his employees.
They just didn't look at this stuff until now.
That really has me begging that question. I just do not
I don't understand
at all
yeah.
how something like of this magnitude could slip by. And yeah, for Russ, I mean, it's not looking good, man. It is certainly not looking good.
No.
Broncos country, let's ride.
It's crazy.
But it's just a bad look.
Oh, it is an awful look.
It's a bad look for the Broncos.
I mean, he's come under
too.
fire like time and time again for having his own guys, right? Having his own personnel and things, whether they be in the facility. There was talk at times of him having his own parking spot and other things in the Broncos facility.
His own office.
And his own office, those type of things. And, you know, eventually some teammates came out to support him, but it took suspiciously long for them to do that while the headlines had circulated. This video has surfaced just in the last couple of days, and I think it's worth mentioning, from Ari, who is a great follow on Twitter, if you insist. But he says, new Broncos head coach Sean Payton on Russell Wilson having his own personal staff in the team building. And you'll hear the quote right here, but he says, that's foreign to me, as in he didn't know about this operation going on. That's not going to take place here. And so let's listen to what Sean has to say about the beginning of the Russell Wilson situation.
On the 30-second
Coach,
clock.
Russell Wilson had a personal coach, Jake Heaps, in the building with access who wasn't on the staff.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that.
How do you feel about players having their own people off the staff in the building, access to players?
Yeah, that's foreign to me. That's not going to take place here. I mean, I'm unfamiliar with it, but our staff will be here, our players will be here, and that'll be it.
Shut that down immediately.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Good.
I mean, yeah, and he didn't like you said, unfamiliar to him. He doesn't know probably the whole arrangement of the situation.
Yeah.
Just got the job, just getting in there. But in that interview process, you have to imagine that he's asking questions because he's in a situation as a head coach that not many head coaches are in, where you need him maybe more than he needs you.
Yeah.
He's got an analyst job locked up. He's an experienced guy who's won a lot of big-time games in the NFL. He could go basically anywhere he wants.
Yeah. Any other team that needed a head coach would want him right now.
So in a position that he's in, you have to infer and you have to think that he's probably asking some of these questions, as in trying to figure out why he wouldn't want this job. Right?
Yeah.
I have to imagine he's asking some of those questions, and that he may be a little bit more aware of the situation at hand that he gives on. But nonetheless, he's not going to let that shit slide, is basically what he's saying there.